I'm really excited about AI, and for many, many reasons. So if I think about how it's being applied within HR, first, we're employees ourselves. So we're just using Copilot and AI in our day-to-day lives, using Teams to help summarize a meeting. We're using it as we write a Word document to help create the executive summary. We're using it when we're doing a PowerPoint presentation and making it better and more creative. In fact, just the other day, I had to do a thank you note. And instead of just saying thank you, I had 4 things I wanted to thank the person for. And for each thing I put into Copilot, write a verse. And then I turned it into a little song. And it didn't take me much time, but I actually had a lot of fun. It was joyful to be creative and use the tool in that way. So I think just as employees ourselves, we're using Copilot and having a lot of fun and being more productive too. From an HR specific perspective, we're really looking at the entire function and where AI can enable our employees and enable our HR professionals in particular. We started with actually asking our HR folks and inviting them to give us ideas. We really wanted to make sure that we were designing this, with kind of that human centricity with our HR professionals in mind. And so we went out, we got over 1,000 ideas. Of course, we couldn't implement all of them, but it was great to see how people, when they thought about it, how could this help you have more joy and less toil? Where could you use AI to help you? We got a lot of great ideas. We started then in our service centers. You think about our folks who are answering any question that an employee can have, from benefits to how I take a leave of absence, et cetera, et cetera. And we've really used Copilot to enable them to answer questions in a much more efficient way. We found, great data about, 57% of the time they get the answer much faster. We've saved, I think it's 8% in terms of cost. And we were very much on overload in terms of that function, and we've found capacity as a result. So it's been really great. The next 2 areas we're really focused on is recruiting. We're in the process of doing what we call recruiting the next, where we're really looking at the entire recruiting process and where AI can completely transform how we do recruiting. You think about how many people. We're very fortunate right now. A lot of people are applying to Microsoft, thousands and thousands, if not millions. And I have, thousands of HR folks. I don't have the capacity for an individual to read every single resume, just given the volume. That's true for many, many of my peers. And so we're really looking at how AI can help us in a very unbiased way find the best talent, find that diamond amidst all of those resumes, and make sure that we're finding the best talent for Microsoft. So that's one area where we're using AI. And then, throughout the whole recruiting process, our recruiters are looking at where AI, could enable them to spend more time with the candidates, more time finding great talent, as opposed to what could they offload where AI could be more helpful. So that's a huge priority for us. And the other area where we think AI can be very transformational is what we call internal talent movement. We're really investing in what we're calling a talent marketplace. We call it a talent continuum, but it's really a talent marketplace where we're seeking to take all of the data about an individual from LinkedIn, all of their skills data, all of their experience data, all the roles that they've had. Often, we only remember the last role. We're trying to really have all of that context around an individual and then match that to our opportunities. It really breaks my heart when somebody says, it's easier to find a job outside of Microsoft than inside Microsoft. And that's why I left. And, if I had an individual consultant for every single person at Microsoft who knew their LinkedIn profile, all of their experiences, all of their skills, all of their aspirations, and could match them to all the jobs, it would be great. But I don't have that many people to assign. We have 220,000 people at Microsoft. I don't have that capacity in terms of humans. But how can I effectively create that with AI, with this talent marketplace? And that's what we're doing, and we're very excited about that. And I think it's going to be a huge unlock. We're hoping to really help, improve that talent mobility, improve people's careers, improve people's visibility into opportunity, and also, ensure, fairness in terms of people having visibility and accessibility, to all the opportunities. So that's an area where we're really, really excited. we are moving into an employee agent where employees will be able to self-serve in an even more effective way. So that's one area of HR that we absolutely are already seeing AI be transformational. As an employee, having to go to a website and having to pull content and maybe search multiple, locations, at a minimum, the employee agent begins to be able to traverse all of the different systems where all the different data resides and give you that answer, in a very easy, quick way. But then also it's, how do you turn that agent into somebody who is proactive for you? And based on, data or insight or criteria you give the agent is proactively raising awareness for you or making recommendations or pulling content for you. So it's kind of going from that pull model to that push model with this employee agent that we believe is that we're only really beginning to see the possibility of what we can do. We're really excited about the possibility with AI to create this employee agent that we think will help with productivity. And again, the key is how do we offload things from our managers, from our employees, get rid of the toil, and then allow them to have more joy, more creativity, more time on higher value activities. Over 90% of our HR team uses Microsoft 365 Copilot on a monthly basis. We have used Copilot in Dynamics 365 customer service in our HR shared services. I talked about that. We've seen an increase of 20% in the number of cases managed by support advisors and a 22% reduction in case resolution time. So the capacity for our agents has gone up and the resolution time has gone down. Employee self-service agent was 42% more likely to retrieve a correct response and 54% more likely to support a support ticket. So that's great. And again, all up, we're seeing about an 8% cost reallocation in the HR support budget to more strategic initiatives because we've been able to offload part of our capacity to Copilot. I would be foolish to say I really have that crystal ball, but what I know for sure is it is going to fundamentally transform the way HR works across every single dimension. Even today, as we look at all of our roles, we're seeing about 30% of tasks being able to be augmented and enabled with AI, and that's just the beginning. So if you believe that, and you fast forward, that's today. If you fast forward 5 years, I think our jobs and how we work is going to fundamentally change. I like to think it's going to be a lot more fun. We're going to have a lot more time to be creative and focus on higher value added activities. But it is going to fundamentally change. And we talk a lot at Microsoft in the HR function about having to be discerning disruptors. Where should we look at a process and just continue to incrementally improve it versus where should we, now that we have the AI, we've got lightning in a bottle, where should we completely reimagine and disrupt that process? Because you can fundamentally do it differently with AI. And so we're talking a lot about which of our processes are going to be completely disrupted with AI and how to think about that. And we're just in the beginning, and I'm loving connecting with my peers because they're trying to figure this out too. And I think together we'll navigate it. But I can say for sure, I think it's going to fundamentally transform how we work, but I think in a really, really positive way.